I have to burp. Oh, there it is. Welcome to the Poorly Timed and Ill-Conceived Talking Shit with Dave and Earl. This is episode 31. We are not quite back on track. I missed last week, but so did Dave and Earl. And they yet again promised me they were going to be here. They've missed 30 episodes. But I guess Dave watched a show on, how do you say that, Shaun? Capgras?
I think it's Capgras.
Capgras delusion? And I had to look it up. So Dave watched a show on a delusion that is a disorder in which a person holds a delusion that a friend, spouse, parent, or other close family member has been replaced by an identical-looking imposter. So basically, Dave thinks Earl has been replaced by somebody who looks just like Earl and refuses to get in the car with him. So they could not make it over to the house tonight, unfortunately. But that aside, I have a wonderful group of dear friends and dearish husband.
Dearish.
Dear-like husband.
I love you too.
Yeah, you should see him.
Lovish.
Fantastic.
I love you.
We're in like with each other.
But is it like?
No.
So anyway, do you guys want to, in any order at all, go ahead and introduce yourselves? Starting with you, Shaun.
Hi.
You guys
In
not
any
doing
order, starting
anything?
with me. Awesome. That's how I like to
You
go.
guys all
Hi,
hesitated.
I'm Shaun. I'm Kristin's husband, and I do internet things.
Like our cam show? Are you going to promote that right now? Do you really think this is the right avenue?
Well, this is probably not the right audience base for the cam show,
All
so we'll do that later.
But if you do like,
In like an hour.
vegetables.
Ooh, I like vegetables. I just made a soup. not long ago.
How do you feel?
It's kind of like that.
How do you feel about kumquats?
Ba-dum-bum.
You know,
It appeals to the vegisexuals.
Is that a thing? Is vegisexual a thing?
yes.
Yes, I'm sure it is. We made it up about a friend back in college, and I've just never forgotten it.
Because I saw an eggplant once go somewhere where no eggplant has gone before, and it was not space. It was not-
Yeah, I'm sure.
When I was in high school, I had a friend that we all called the vegisexual, but that's because he fucked trees. So,
Similar
I thought you were
reason-
going to say it's because he was in a car accident.
Wow, that went dark. Well, the tree
you're a
wasn't
terrible
as dark.
person. Who let you host a show on the internet?
Yeah, apparently it's like with children, anybody can do it. Like, wait, that came out really bad. Anyone can have children, and anyone can have a, that's not what I meant. We should call CPS. You can
I'm
never
here
get rid of them.
already.
Yeah, we have our, what would you be called, caseworker?
Yep.
Yeah, we have our caseworker on the show. I mean, so he's, sorry, dogs. Rob?
Squirrel.
I'm Rob Hall. I also do things on the internet. Mine is geekbearsden.com.
Love that name.
I like the dude you're rocking on your like name banner there that I did not
Oh,
select
yeah.
for myself as a host.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, I should put something fun there. And I was like, so there we go.
Who is that? For all you listeners at home.
I believe that is Crixus from Spartacus.
Very nice. I learned this weekend that Rob is not a David Hasselhoff man, but would still take him over Pamela Anderson.
Yes, there is.
Fact.
Yeah.
Haley?
There's too much to get in the way there, in
I
front.
think I would take him over Pamela Anderson.
I imagine like getting mouth to mouth would be hard. Like if she can't actually get down to
I
your
know,
mouth.
right?
But she's got the CPR going there while trying to give you mouth to mouth.
No, see, that's why she does yoga, so she could just stand but bend over and still...
Okay. That makes sense.
Because they don't move, they don't fall into her face because they're fake.
Fake.
And they're strapped in place on the show, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen her run. That's not. Those should be going places.
Maybe knocking her unconscious.
Pretty much, yeah.
Haley?
My name's Haley. I at Red Haired Maiden on Twitter, but I'm not very active because I get distracted easily with whatever environment I'm in.
You and I should never go to restaurants together.
We
You
have
have that
gone to
problem,
restaurants together, and we're both like,
Don't you feel like one of the worst like friends when you're sitting in a restaurant and you're like, I know you're talking to me, but that person's louder. So I've heard everything they've said, and that shit is not like they need to see a psychiatrist.
yeah, but when we're together, we totally understand because we're both doing it.
Oh yeah, we're both just like, hush. Okay. Oh, there's a screen on.
Oh,
All
there's
the
food
time.
in front of me. This is amazing.
So anyways, thank you all for joining me. I've realized that I'm a terrible host. I never actually introduced myself. I am Kristin. I'm Govna. I'll get into where you can find me at the end of the show. But thank you all for watching. So tonight I kind of, actually I think that we were going to talk about Florida a little bit. Rob and I spent some time in Florida. He was my he was my man. He was he was our son's dad for a while.
It was awesome.
Way to live my
Everybody
life, dude.
I want to be
It's
your
funny.
son's dad for a time.
Because we were at the beach, I'd be following him around and like helping him swim, and like people would walk by and they're like, "You're doing good there," and then wander off, and I'm like, "I need an adult here."
Yeah. Look at that dad hanging out with his son on the beach. Like his mother's just out fucking off in the waves. And luckily this kid has such a great dad, which is better because Rob's not even related. And I was like, here, have a child. They go like play and shit. It was I don't know. I had a blast. I've never been to Florida before. I've always wanted to go. I want to live in Florida, but I'm under the understanding that living in Florida makes you crazy.
Yes.
Well, I
So-
just hear it's dangerous, mostly because there's flying bugs and spitting frogs that are constantly up all in your face. At least that's the impression I get from my mom's stories from when she lived there.
I've always been under the impression that it's dangerous because people from Florida live in.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
That too.
there were no bugs in my face. We saw one frog. It looked vaguely like a cane toad, and I was like, is that a cane toad? And everyone was like, the fuck are you talking about? But there was a very serious attack. I was laughed at a lot because I was attacked, but
Yeah.
I was attacked by a crab. We've been in the water for what, like an hour and a half, and we were fine. And then I got like something latched onto my foot. I panicked. Everyone laughed. I get out of the water, and my foot's bleeding. Like Shaun, you saw it. That was no tiny injury. I mean, it was a tiny injury, but really for a sea creature.
I'm pretty sure that was required emergency room treatment.
You're such a dick.
No,
We just didn't take her.
I thought that's why you brought me on this show, so that I could be a dick.
So you could be a dick to me.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, Rob saw me at my worst this weekend. I got blackout drunk. Apparently, I don't know. I guess I was blackout drunk. I don't remember.
She wandered off. I was drunk too, mind you. And then I was like, I don't know how long time passed. I'm like, where's Kristin? So I wandered off. And I'm like, oh, she's on the floor by the toilet, asleep. I should put her to bed. So I did.
Wow, you really were me for the weekend.
Well, what you don't realize is, like, I got back up out of bed and went back to the bathroom. I don't remember you putting me to bed, but I remember, like, being in bed and being like, oh, this is a bad place. And going back to the toilet.
Well, by the time I went to bed, it was like I was nodding off, and I was like, I looked over at the other people. I was like, I just gotta go to bed. 'Cause
Well, and
was
I
like,
woke up one point, and I'm, like, sitting against the wall, and I'm like, I should go to bed, but I don't know if this is a good idea yet. And I look over, and our buddy Natty J is, like, at the end of the hallway. And I don't know if he's seen me, And he's just like standing there staring up into the loft.
So it's become The Shining?
Well, he's
not
drunk
really,
too.
he's staring into the loft. And then he
He's
just
drunk.
turns and goes back outside.
Yeah, he's drunk. He's also a large man, and to get to the loft is a tiny spiral staircase.
It moved when I was on it. Like, I went up it twice to rescue a balloon, and on the way back down, I was like, this is not a good thing.
No, yes. So I can understand why he most probably thought, this is going to end poorly. I most probably should sleep on the porch.
Yeah, I explained to Rob the next day, though, that I, like, loathe anyone who moves me off the bathroom floor. Because if you've ever been horribly drunk, there is no place more glorious than that cold tile.
Yep.
It is just welcoming, and it loves you, and it will embrace you while you lay there and suffer.
And
Beds
it's
are
easier
warm.
to clean up.
Yeah, beds are warm and squishy, and you don't want to vomit in them.
And there was nothing to clean up, though. I mean, she obviously was together enough that everything ended up in the toilet.
No, well, I chugged 2 bottles of water right before I started vomiting, so at least I had like something to help get the alcohol out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good trip. It was good.
Yes, it was. It was.
I stayed horizontal for a long time the next morning on the couch while the kid watched movies. But in my defense, he got up at like 4:30 California time. And was like, the sun's up. I'm like, I hate you. Okay, so anyway, what I came to accept while we were in Florida was that I am incapable of handling the advances of men. And we'll get to exactly what happened here in a minute. But I was hoping that clearly, Shaun, like, anything you say just doesn't count.
No, because you're incapable of dealing with the
And now
advances of
I'm
men,
married.
and now you're married to one.
Yeah, but I was
Isn't that
hoping
the
that...
ultimate proof that you aren't?
Well, what was the pickup that we came up with in the waves? Like, hey, I've got this vagina, I'm not using it at the moment.
Yes.
All right.
I'm on vacation. It's not being used, and we had a Yelp rating. 3 would highly recommend.
1 out of 5 stars. It was closed during business hours.
No, I think I was like 1 star. I'm gay.
Why did I even buy the Groupon for this? I'm never gonna use it.
It was just such a good deal.
At least these are Yelp reviews and not Amazon reviews where you'd get like 1 star. I didn't actually have sex with this vagina, but
I've heard about having sex with
I've heard
But the other
trying to do enough
reviews,
damage to my house.
Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping that you guys can maybe, in the future, teach me some skills to deal better with the advances of men. And I've come up with a few scenarios. Okay, fuck it. Let's just go on to the end.
No.
You're just gonna have to suffer forever, Kristin. Which is kind of what it's looking like. It's kind of looking like I am too much of an idiot to actually ever handle any situation like this. Because I'm happily married, I just assume that people are not trying to pick me up. Which I'm apparently wrong about. Every time somebody tries to pick me up. So, okay, I've written out a few scenarios that I've encountered. And I want your opinions on them, want your advice. So let's start with the most recent one. And here it is. Kristin notices a bird on a pole eating a fish. She interrupts a tennis game to take a picture and happens to capture another hawk swooping in to steal the first bird's fish. The tennis player likes the picture and asks her to text it to him. She knows this is a ploy to get her phone number. What should she do?
Find a piece of paper and some crayons and draw it, and then give him the physical copy.
He'll never want to date me. I'll be like, she's too much of an idiot. And that'll work. Like, that's good for me. Okay, so this actually happened. There was an osprey that was hanging out outside our condo, and it was eating a fish. And I got this awesome picture of an osprey, like, eating a fish when another hawk, like, swoops in, talons out to take the fish. And it was a really cool picture. And guy was like, hey, that's a really cool picture. Text it to me. And I'm like, he just wants my phone number. What do I do? What would you guys do if you don't want a person to have your phone number?
I would ask them if they were a government agent. And when they denied it, I would say, "You're lying, aren't you? You're here to take me. You're one of them, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you?"
And then just vault the fence and run out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or kick him in the crotch and yell, "That's my purse!"
You don't know me!
That is appropriate. I don't know you. That's my purse.
Stranger danger! Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
Apparently that's what this guy does, because his buddies were like, we want to play tennis, what's going on? And one of the other ones was like, oh, he's doing his thing, isn't he? And I had this, like, exhausted resignation that this dude was trying to pick up on me. I wish they would have told me. Like, I would have loudly dismissed him. Rob, what would you have done?
I would have been like, no. Why? I'm like, I don't know you, so my investment in your feelings are absolutely zero. So, hey, no. And then later we would see him without his hat on and his shirt and go, thank God we said no.
Okay, here's the thing. This was, like, after he had taken his hat and shirt off.
Oh,
and I knew the lie that the hat was.
The hat was a lie.
But I wanted a picture of the fucking bird.
Why?
But you
Was
got
the
the
reptile
picture.
under the hat?
People yell at me, Rob. People just yell at me when I tell them no.
I think Rob has the best suggestion, but if I can offer a little bit of advice, it needs more crotch kicking. So, like, kick him in the crotch and then say, no, I don't know you and I have no investment in your feelings. Obviously, because I just kicked you in the crotch.
Okay, as a tangent to this story, I got to get you guys' opinion on something else. So, Guy, because Kristin does not know how to handle these situations, gives him the picture, and he proceeds to start texting her through the night. And because Kristin cannot handle this, she lets other people start answering her text messages.
Who are all drunk.
Mm-hmm.
All drunk.
Yeah, very drunk. And at one point, he gives us his name. And his name was so ridiculous that I handed the phone off immediately because my first response was just to text back, no, it isn't.
We probably should.
And I was like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I, like, locked my phone, and I was like, all right, you guys filled this one. And I think that was the point that it wound up getting texted back to him, like, my name is happily married. And I'm like, I have a gay guy on each side, and it included, like, but I know some other people who might be interested.
Yes, see, we were trying to get to the other guy in the brown shirt that wasn't.
Yeah, no, he started without a hat on, and that was okay. He was all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, Shaun looks up dude today, because I'm like, that's not his name, and Shaun's like, probably is, and Googles him and finds him. My question, though, is who, when they're picking up on somebody, gives their full name off the bat?
A straight man?
Like, does this dude just, like, is he just a player that happens to be like, I'll just set up a Facebook page with enough pictures of me to be like, no, this is my real name. It's on Facebook.
A lot of straight guys.
Straight dudes do that all the time. Gay men know to have a screen name. Normally something like Rod Thrustgood or something like that.
Which can also double as a porn name if the need comes up.
Everyone is looking up Rob Thrustgood right now.
and now I'm just sitting here and I'm being like, I use my real name online. Like, I'm just outing myself as Straighty McStraight white guy, right?
I was going to say, is that just like a straight white guy thing? Because I don't use my real name anywhere online.
Grimgraw, that's mine. It's not.
Yeah.
Uh,
Remember me
but I'm a
mentioning
straight white guy, and I have straight white guy privilege, which is nobody's probably gonna fuck with me unless I say something ridiculous.
True.
More ridiculous than usual.
Well, and even then, like, the level at which they will fuck with you is significantly less than they would fuck with Rob, Haley, or I.
Yes,
so I wonder
exactly.
if it's like I wonder if it's a matter of, you know, the propensity to be harassed.
Yeah, I think it's much more a safety and retention of one's sanity.
Mm-hmm. But who doesn't say, "Hey, my name is Matt"? Like, who's like, "No, you know, I'm Matt D. Hayes, like King of the Jungle." Like, why do that? Why don't you just like start with a first name? I don't need to know your last name.
Well, and that is more of a machismo thing, saying, "Look, I am big, bad, and awesome."
Steve,
I like how we're all trying not to say his name right now.
Yeah.
his name is now Steve McTillitutor.
Well, do you remember me telling you about the person in North Carolina that I found on Scruff? His screen name was "Tastes Like Holy Water." And I had to text him. Awesome name.
That's fantastic.
I would make some assumptions about his career choice at that point.
I'm okay with my priest banging other dudes. That's a step up.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Okay, so here we go. Kristin has a coffee friend. The barista is super friendly and rarely charges her for coffee, knows her order by heart, and spends extra time chatting with her. Kristin thinks she's made a friend. Then one day he meets her kid and asks if she's married. Womp womp. How should Kristin handle the barista? How can she put a stop to this earlier?
Don't.
You guys are just like, just figure out that people are hitting on you.
Well, no, I think in this situation, really, you have to look back to lessons learned from childhood. Don't take candy. They don't have a puppy in the van. There is no such thing as free coffee.
I was about to say the carny?
Oh my.
And
here's where
Go ahead.
I would be rather kind of cutthroat, because I'm like, I like free coffee, and if all you're going to do is talk to me, I'm going to take my free coffee, fucker, and you're not getting anything.
But what happens when, like, they ask you directly? Like, I've never watched somebody's world crumble in their face before. Like, in real time.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
It really makes a habit of this.
Well, it's just, if they ask outright, then they're also, here's where it's shitty, because other people have to be aware too. You look, because I'm like, I've been flirted with by, like, one of the female baristas where I go, and I'm like, and this is where I guess I am being shitty, because I'm like, hi, thanks for the free coffee, and I move on, because I take my free coffee and I go. I'm like, I walk, but I also go in wearing like my Celtic Bear shirt and my bearded gay and awesome shirt, so there's like very little question of mine, and like,
well, yeah.
Do you think maybe in that case it could be a because I know, and this sounds so terrible, and I realize that. I know that, like, as a woman, I will treat guys that I know are gay in a very different manner and be much friendlier, you know, and almost kind of flirty, because I know that there's safety there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
well, and that is another part and parcel of just being out and open, is because you get to tell the women folk, it's like, look, I'm not a predator. I'm not I mean, I can still be an asshole, but I'm not going to be that type of asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, cool. 'Cause
Yeah, well, I'm like, there are plenty of misogynistic gay men. But it's not because they want to have sex with you. It's just they hate females, and I'm like, and that's still shitty. And I've unfollowed people like that. I'm like, nope, done. Got no time for that. Thank you, Sweet Brown. But yeah,
It's
and
entirely possible that she is unaware of like the culture and lingo and symbolism that is part of the gay community.
yeah,
so the next one, I'm gay T-shirt.
Yeah.
yeah, that would hopefully be enough. Whereas, like for yours, I'm like, if you're having conversations, I mean, is he? Because this is not, and this is where I'm going to say, it's not on you. You're just talking to him. He had an expectation that was inappropriate.
Yeah,
And
I honestly thought that, like, dude just, like, liked me as a person. So I guess maybe I should just chalk this one up to, like, 9 months of free coffee.
yeah.
Because the people, this is a coffee shop where the culture of, like, hey, just, like, if you like someone, just fucking give them a cup of coffee. And they do it all the time. Shaun, have they done it for you there?
I've never gotten free coffee, but like they're always super nice.
Yeah, all the girls there, like at one point or another, have just been like, no, just take your like they'll hand it out the window. They'll be like, I'm gonna pay for this, and they're like, nah, like just drive off. And it happens all the time. So I never even thought. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
Like, dude,
answer the question truthfully and be like.
Yeah, and that's
sorry, Rob. I didn't mean to step on you.
I'm just gonna say that's not on you. That's on him, and him being a dick, because that really is sort of a dick move, because he has a power that he is trying to use manipulatively. It's not like you're both on equal footing.
Yeah.
I mean, he has something. He's like a.
It's entirely possible too that he just never realized it and then asked.
Yeah.
And maybe he wasn't totally into you. Maybe he didn't like you as a friend. Or maybe he's a little screwed up and he needs to learn to deal with disappointment. So,
and he looks slightly like Zachary Quinto, and I can't date anyone that looks like Zachary Quinto anyways, because they're probably planning on killing you. That's just a fact of the world. Alright, this is feeling really self-absorbed, so I'm just going to take this and just get rid of the rest of them. So anyway, let's move on to Let's Make a Thing, because I will never be able to just tell somebody, no, you can't have my phone number, Steve McGillicuddy.
McTillitutor.
That's not your real name. I don't care if it's on Facebook.
I've already checked.
Alright, so I was thinking, and this was brought on by a friend of ours, David Adam, podcaster. He was involved with
Podcast.
Okay, I was going to say Fear the Boot, and that would have been the wrong thing to say.
Yes, that would have been the very
completely.
Well, he was at one point, I believe.
Involved
with Fear the Boot.
And then it all went sideways.
And then it exploded. Like things do.
Yeah. So anyway, he's been talking today about having a genitalia sharing app, I guess. What are some good ones? Like Tinder?
Scruff, Grinder, Jacked,
Growler.
Internet.
The internet. So I was thinking, we should come up with our own, sexy networking site. And I think the first thing that we need to do for this is to come up with a name and then knock out all the vowels out of it. Because that seems to be the way to make your site very hot. So what do you guys want to call our sexy networking site?
So what are we? Are we
Can
a
we
hookup
figure out the
site?
content first?
Yeah.
What do you guys want it to be? Do you want it to be a hookup? Do you want it to be like a rate my picture? Do you want it to be
There's
was
a
this
part of
growing
me.
on my penis?
There's a part of me that would actually make this, and so this is a little obscure, but not terribly obscure. It's a pretty well-known app. There's an app called Mission Pick, which is it's basically it's a game. It's like a photographic scavenger hunt, and like you get a prompt, you go take a picture, and then everybody kind of rates that picture like as to how well it matches the prompt.
Mm-hmm.
That with genitalia. I don't know how that would work. I'm just saying, like, genitalia scavenger hunt picture app.
I
That's
like
a lot
it.
more fun than my idea, which was just Microsoft Paint versions of genitalia.
That is also awesome.
What's that, Rob?
I'm thinking of, and your prompt is cowboy hat, and then it's like
I was thinking Charlie Chaplin.
Meryl Streep.
I'm gonna have to vote that one down because it's looking a little Hitlerish and a little not Chaplin. There's a fine line there.
We will call it missionary pick rather than mission pick. And it's not just taking pictures of genitalia, it's get a prompt, and then you and your partner have to take a self-portrait, while you're getting it on that matches that prompt. Like, it is like sexual charades with the prompt.
Sexual charades. I like
Sex
this.
raids.
Sex raids.
Wait, where did that one go?
See, and then you get the prompt for like the Last Supper, and then it gets all difficult. I'm like, dear God, we need more people.
Where is tastes like holy water when you need them?
See?
Right.
All right, so we have missionary picked. Maybe we should go with like the first 5 prompts that we're gonna be given.
I like the last picture. That could be interesting.
The Last Supper.
Last Supper. That
Haley
little
looking
thing
at.
with her big arms.
All right. So, and we're not gonna like. There's everyone, like any partner, right?
Yeah.
Of legal consenting age. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, assuming like it's not gross. There's part of me that actually thinks this would be fun if I ever wanted anybody to ever see me naked on the internet. Which isn't the case, but...
No one's seen you naked on the internet yet? Wow.
Nope.
I can't say the same.
Nope.
Haley, have you been naked on the internet?
I'm trying to think. Fully naked? I don't think so.
I like that you have to think about that.
We're arranged.
Sure not.
I'm
pretty sure the only time... I don't think they've gotten on the internet.
See, now that's understandable.
Because I've had people take pictures of me without my clothes on, but I don't think it...
I think that inspires the second prompt. I think it should just be Google yourself.
Google yourself. Nice. Nice.
Hang on, something...
Nice and simple.
Shit.
Hopefully everything's okay.
I wonder if the inmate escaped.
It could be. It could be that the child is woken up. Or something along those lines. Or, hopefully it is not the dogs going after the birds upstairs. I imagine that there would be much more noise. Should we while Kristen's gone, should we come up with prompts? Because we gotta fill in.
Ooh. Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. Yeah. That would be pretty.
Nothing produces a better live show than running away in the middle of everything.
We were trying to think of more prompts. I'm thinking Bond villain.
Ooh, that would be good.
Shakespeare could be fun with all the cod pieces.
That's true.
Bond villain.
That is
I think
true.
we would have to pick a very specific Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like, it would have to be something that would actually be hard to do.
Taming of
like
the
something like a
Shrew.
bear bodkin.
What's that?
Taming of the Shrew. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
A bear
Twelfth
bodkin would
Night
be.
is always a popular.
Yeah.
Titus Andronicus would be horrible. It would be so great. I want to make people do that. We're gonna go with Titus Andronicus.
I don't know. I think Outdam Spot could be an interesting.
Titus Andronicus
I'd say
/ Macbeth.
You could do Pyramus and Thisbe, but then you just get a bunch of pictures of dudes with their dicks in a wall.
Which will be
You could do Hamlet, but it would be really creepy when everyone was like screwing their dead partner.
Yeah.
Everybody's just got skulls over their crotches.
Oh no, you get a lot of pictures of people with their dicks in people's ears. Like sleeping on the couch and there's just like the penis right here. Alright, we need one more.
Oh, one for the geeks. Star Wars.
There we
we
go.
go. Some
I want to
Leia.
go with Tribbles though. Oh, Star Wars. I'm sorry. I was thinking Star Wars. Everyone has just unfollowed my channel. Like, that fake geek girl made a Star Trek joke. We're going to have to call that one Sarlacc Pit of Love then.
Ooh,
Yes.
I like that. And that has some crossover with the anime.
Oh God!
And everybody loves Boba Fett, so he'll be front and center.
They can really love Boba Fett.
That's right.
So, what's our
Sarlacc Pit's a
logo?
vagina. What?
Did you say vagina?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Sarlacc Pit's a vagina. Giggle.
So what's the logo for Missionary Pick?
Why do I just see
I
a guy
kind of
with
like-
a pick and stand in front of a cave?
I want to add one more prompt and just call it missionary. But let everybody know that any missionary sex pictures will just be thrown off the site. Like, they need to take this a little holier.
Like, now I'm just thinking of all the Skinamax I used to watch, where inevitably there'd be a guy in a monk's habit. Or
Don't knock that. I have thoughts about that. I need to be a priest. Literally.
The only downside of cable-rated porn, no penis.
Well, that and the guys are always screwing the girl's belly button. Their aim is horrible.
Wait, that's not right?
We have a kid. How could that not be
I was
right?
going to say. You obviously have gotten it right once.
I was really drunk.
Either that or their anatomy is kind of messed up.
So yeah, we need a logo for Missionary Pick.
Okay, it should be a guy with a pickaxe in front of a cave riding a koala.
You are ADV. I was thinking you could have somebody in front of an easel, painting make like an M and a P, get the initials and stylize them, so that'll be like your symbol, and then having a guy in front of an easel drawing it with his dick.
There we go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dick painting is always a winner.
Is there anything that you guys want to add to a missionary pick? Is there can you gain enough points and use them for anything? Or does the winner just get to pick the next prompt?
I would say the winner gets to pick the next prompt.
Yeah.
So that way the prompts are always refreshing.
We're all going to have to moderate this. You realize that, right?
Right.
We're going to be like, no, Auschwitz is not a prompt. That is okay.
I
try
think-
again.
I think the safest way is to have the prompts picked by the administrators of the site/app, because really with this kind of stuff, winning is kind of its own reward. If you are so creative that you win by popular vote that your sexual position has somehow matched Bond villain? Like, being at the top of that leaderboard, I think
bragging rights.
that is some fucking validation of you as a person.
I feel like the more we talk about this, like, and I think about like what would people submit? All I can imagine is just genitalia with like mustaches glued to it.
And a
There is
martini.
no way this cannot be good.
It's like a giant martini glass with the olive perched on the penis. And a really fancy, like, Hot Wheels car in the background.
Alright, cool. So that is a missionary pick. Keep your eyes out on the Apple... The Apple App Store? No, what is the fuck is that called?
iTunes.
Yeah, the iTunes App Store.
Why don't they call it the Apple App Store?
Because
That would be better.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because everything's done through iTunes. Just one store.
Yeah.
It's also Apple. I'd buy an Apple app.
Yep.
Alright, so Fabricated Malcontent, for those of you new to the show, this is the section where I assign everyone a side to argue on. I think we'll go completely sexist, split the guys up, and Haley, you get to pick. Which side do you want to be on? You want to be on Shaun's side or Rob's side?
Damn it! I'm...
Not that either of them will hold this for you forever and just not talk to you for the rest of your life. I'm sure they wouldn't do that.
I'm gonna go with Rob because I'm more
Shaun's a
attracted
dick.
to his shirt like a muff. It's bright and shiny.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about art today. And this was very much inspired by a discussion that we had with friends of ours recently. Let me stare at you guys and decide who gets what. Okay. Shaun?
Yes.
Creating is a valid effort in and of itself.
Yes.
If you create in a way that, you feel is artistic, you get to be an artist, you get to decide, what you're called. And yeah, anybody can be an artist, anyone can be a writer. You get to go from there. Haley and Rob, so, art used to be a really prestigious thing. And it used to, have a barrier to entry. You didn't get to call yourself an artist. Someone else had to let you know that you were an artist. You need validation to get properly published. And so, yeah, all these people who just think that they're writers and artists, they haven't earned it. Would one of you like to start?
Go.
You opened your mouth. I was like, I cede the floor to my opponents.
I'll push Haley forward.
Hey, Haley, what's up with that?
We all know that art in of itself is an amazing, mind-blowingly, orgasmic thing, right? But not everybody can orgasm. So not everybody is an artist because somebody else needs to recognize your work and recognize that you're amazing and not just anybody. Oh no. Other artists have to recognize you because otherwise it could just be some, best friend who thinks art is a bunch of corn piled up on top of a rabbit or something, because that is not art unless an artist does it. I was going to get a name, but I can't think of it.
I actually, you know what? I made that corn rabbit sculpture, and I take umbrage at the fact that you're refusing to call it art. Look, there is a very good and valid way of determining whether or not you are worthy of being called an artist or writer or
what, like composition and use of color?
No, it's called the marketplace. If people are willing to buy your shit is worth buying. I mean that both literally and figuratively. Because
people are stupid.
Well,
what do they know
that's just
art?
like your opinion, man.
You're poo-poo.
That's right. No, look, if I want to write, the nut brown hair takes a poop in the woods, and I put that up.
Your memoir?
Yeah, for 99 cents. Shut up! It was a good title. There's some deep ass shit in there, like literally. If I want to put that up on the Kindle bookstore for 99 cents, and I make $300,000 off of my rabbit poop story, I think that is enough validation to be able to consider myself a writer, and I certainly have put that on these business cards that I have had printed myself.
Dedicated to the nut brown hair poops in the woods.
The nut brown hair takes a poop in the woods. Where else would you take a poop?
Why didn't you call it the nut brown hair takes a nut brown poop?
That would have been so much better.
Because he's not.
You could have made 600,000.
God damn it!
Haley's got a point.
Hey,
See,
there's always room for a sequel. Those 99-cent ebooks don't write themselves.
Come on, people on the internet thought dinosaurs were real when the picture of Spielberg in front of the robotic dinosaur, they thought he killed it, and that he was a horrible, horrible person because somebody made a joke, and they were too stupid to realize it.
Well, and the other flaw here in the argument is that the marketplace determines what is art, whereas art is not created for monetary gain. It's created to make a feeling, to generate feelings in the viewer. And if what you're trying to generate is money, then you aren't creating art. You're creating a product, and products are not art.
Absolutely creating a feeling in people. That feeling is just, I really need to take out my wallet and give you money right now. Like that, you can't tell me that is not a valid emotional response to my work.
I don't think diarrhea is a valid emotional response to art.
That's a physical reaction, which is always bad. If what you've created makes me want to vomit, I think that's bad. Whereas if it makes me feel love, hate, anger, something like that elevates it from just something into art. Whereas, does the nut brown hair takes a poop in the woods make you understand the exaltation of truly pooping in the woods?
Well, it clearly has for 300,000 people that each paid 99 cents for it on the Amazon ebook marketplace.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't you put it out around Mardi Gras? Weren't they all just really drunk?
Look, I'm not in control of these people's emotions. I'm just putting something out there. And how did this become about me anyway?
All right, this has turned really ad hominem. I don't feel like we are gaining any ground. Thank you all for being in the hot seat. What the fuck do they call it? The crossfire.
Yes.
About the nut brown response I've had to Shaun's book. All right, so we're kind of nearing the end of the show. And one thing that I like to do is kind of give everyone a chance to vent or give somebody props. So starting with you, Shaun, is there anyone you want to give a smite or a boon to tonight?
Who do I want to give a boon smite to? I'm probably gonna get shit for this. I'm gonna give it to Chris Evans. the actor that plays Captain America. There was a thing going around, and he and one of his co-stars made a stupid joke. It was a very stupid joke. I don't think that they were intentionally being assholes, but they were being assholes unintentionally.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the balls to be like, yo, that was pretty fucked up that I did that, so I apologize. So people who own up to their shit and apologize for it, mad props. Not so much the other dude, because I'm sorry that you got offended is not a valid apology.
Yeah, I think that if you missed it, it was Chris Evans and Jeremy Renner, probably on the movie tour, and they had been asked about the Black Widow potentially having a relationship with both Hawkeye and Captain America. And they made some jokes about her being a whore and a slut. And Chris Evans, the context is very juicy here. Chris Evans actually was like, hey, this was kind of a fucked up thing to do. I really regret doing it, and I'm sorry. And Renner was like, yeah, no, like, he gave the dude bro of apologies. Like, sorry you guys got offended by a stupid joke. Like, this tour is really hard. And you just don't understand.
Wow.
Yeah, his apology was not, and that's where that is. So I don't think that this is going to treat him kindly in the future.
No.
Yeah.
They don't get away with that shit anymore. So.
Yeah. I was just I really just wanted to go for the positive reinforcement of being like, hey.
I'm sorry I ruined your food.
No, it's totally fine. I'm just saying, like, we saw both the best and I wouldn't say worst possible reaction. I can think of much worse reactions than Jeremy Renner's, but Chris Evans, like, he owned up to his stuff, and you know how sincere that is. I'm not a mind reader, because nobody's a mind reader, but you know, I will take it at face value that he meant what he said. So.
Yeah, what he said was very well put, and it covered what was important.
Yeah.
Like, in the situation. Rob, do you have a smite or a boon?
Why don't I'll tag along on Shaun's there, but it'll be more broad, because tonight I was writing about diversity in media, and I was talking about Avengers, and it would be both a smite and a boon, because you know what? I love that movie. It's a wonderful comic book movie that was awesome, and yet it also fails from that whole diversity, because and it's based on something that fails to start. I mean, it only has one woman in the movie, Black Widow, who gets very little screen time. She doesn't get to save the day. You can argue that, well, without her, Iron Man can't be self-sacrificial. I'm like, no, she gets to be the person that doesn't get to risk anything, whereas the man gets to save the day and save the world. And I'm like, that's shitty. And then the only person of color happens to be a supporting character that doesn't, also is kind of sidelined. And let's just not say that they've left out any gay character, because there are gay Avengers. But hey, so way to go. Good, awesome comic book movie. Shitty for, ignoring everybody but straight white males.
Yeah. I feel like on that front... Well, I was just going to say, I feel like on that front that DC's actively trying to get better, at least. Or Marvel. I'm sorry, Marvel. Goddamn, all the geeks are just fuck you right now. At least in their most recent run of printed comics, it seems like they're addressing this more and more. It's not great yet, but
both are trying. So you're right. I mean, you weren't incorrect because like or DC is putting out like the female like comic or at least cartoons coming out soon, like focusing on Batgirl, Batwoman, and Harley Quinn and all them, and making them more palatable for teenagers and younger kids as opposed to what they are now. And then we've got the female Thor, which we know is going to be not long lasting, but it's an attempt. It's not the first time it's happened, but I mean, at least they're trying it again. And we've got Miss Marvel. I mean, so reward the.
Well, I think the Miss Marvel one was actually pretty ballsy because not only did is she like a good character in her own right, but they made her a Muslim in a time where pretty much if you are brown skinned you must be a terrorist. You're playing with the thing again, aren't you?
Are you guys getting a lot of feedback? I clicked it once.
Static.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that first scene was hilarious. They're in the convenience store.
In Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh, see, they didn't have it. Like, I've been having this problem where somebody pointed out to me, they're like, hey, if you like, women in these things, like, the way to get it and to support it and make sure there's more is to actually buy the comics. So I've been attempting to buy the Lady Thor comics, and I got 4 and 5, and the rest of them, they were like, no, it's been too popular. We have no copies for you. Like, I don't even know. I can't even tell you when they'll be in because no idea. They're just selling too fast. So, which is pretty cool. Like, I know Spider-Gwen's been huge. Miss Marvel's been hard to find.
Yeah. That means it's good and selling, and they're going to hopefully keep making those things.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and when you get an answer, like, even though Thor's going to be a dude again, we all know Thor's going to be a dude again, but the response that they have seen, even temporarily having there be a Lady Thor, has been so huge. Like, they can't even make the argument that, no, comics are a boys' game. Like, there's no market for females in comics. Like, clearly, you've just been fucking wrong for years.
Oh, and they have. Like, I started back with the New 52 for DC, and they changed the Teen Titans a lot. And they lost people because they made changes that were very sexist in that comic. And pretty much, like, even, like, there was a lady that had her daughter reading it because of Starfire. I mean, strong female character who then they turned into pretty much the stereotypical comic female. And she's like, why? Why did you do this? This is, like, horrible. And they didn't really fix it. So it kind of be shitty.
Yeah.
Well, Haley? Even in the beginning of comics, I mean, you have so many letters from female readers that were sent in, and so there's always been a market for both genders. But anyway, I'm going to boon, and today I want to boon Ann Wheaton because I was catching up on Twitter, and apparently she had been getting all this crap, these horrible, horrible things, a lot from Gamergaters, which is really awkward to say. Anyway, and then she posted this tweet saying, hey, I've been getting this vitriol, and for every horrible, no good tweet and response I get, I'm donating to Femme Frequency. I'm donating to a charity that would help battered and abused women, and so these different charities. So she's using their hate to give and try to help the problem, and I thought that was a beautiful, beautiful way of doing it. And she got other people to get involved. So she said she'd go up to $1,000, and then was it Salzy?
Yeah, John Scalzi.
He said, yes, I'm into for 1,000. And so I just thought that was a really, really nicely handled.
Yeah, that's a cool way to respond to that.
Yep.
Like, oh, you're yelling at me. Let me give money to the person that you hate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like,
oh, you're yelling at me still.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think in the end she wound up giving $1,000 to Feminist Frequency. Was it Rain and the ACLU?
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah,
which was so cool.
That's really awesome. I'd seen that she gave $3,000, but I didn't catch why she was donating so much.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Anyway,
shitty, so she decided she would turn that shitty behavior into something positive.
Ooh. All right, so that's about it for the show. But before we go, do you guys want to talk about where you're doing stuff and what you're doing, Shaun?
Like I said, I do things on the internet. I am the host of a role-playing game video cast called Fire in the Garden, which you can find at youtube.com/shayworth. Yeah, I do that. I also live stream games on Twitch, and then those wind up in their own playlist on my YouTube channel. So yeah, pretty much YouTube is kind of the thing that I am doing, with a podcast as sort of an afterthought. But yeah, I'm kind of digging the video casting much more. So find me there. Also at SC Hayworth on Twitter.
I was waiting for that one. Rob?
You can find me at Grimgaroth on Twitter. I also have my own website, geekbearsden.com, where I write reviews and movies, books, and then commentary pieces, like the one that'll go live tomorrow about diversity in media. And I used to write for Ideology of Madness and Zero Fortitude, so I still have stuff up there if you want to read what else I have written prior.
And he's now on Scruff as Tastes Like Sin.
I like that. I need to change my screen name.
You're welcome. It's a gift. I give it to you.
You can have that. It's like Stir Friday.
Was that it, Rob? I'm sorry. Yep. All right. Haley?
I'm at Red-Haired Maiden on Twitter, but I'm pretty much quiet because my friends are so much more awesome than I am, so I usually just end up responding to them. Yeah.
Sending me boob pics every once in a while over text.
Yeah, that happens too. Yeah, I don't know how many I've sent to you, but it's been a few.
All of them?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, by the way. Sometimes I even brag to Shaun. I'm like, yeah, Haley sent me a picture. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We need to talk about not I'm not gonna sit here and ask for you to show me her boob pics. That would be weird. I'm just saying she sends you more boob pics than you send me boob pics, and this may be an issue.
I can answer this really simply. Haley has boobs.
So do you. I've seen them.
They're there-ish.
At least send me pictures of your belly button.
There you go.
Guess what you're getting all day tomorrow while I am at work. I'm going to be out on job sites with drillers taking selfies of my belly button. All right, so you can find me on Twitter. I am at _the_Russian. I am on G++ Govna Sullivan. You can check out my YouTube channel where I have all of the, all sans one of the Talking Shit episodes. And that is youtube.com/Govna. That is GOVNEH. I'm on Facebook, but we don't go there. I have all the audio from the podcast downloadable on Libsyn, and I believe that is libsyn.com/Dave and Earl. Episode 30 is currently down unless you have a link for it, because my mother was asking questions about the podcast that I do, so I'm not sure if we said anything at all about the time that I spent living there, so we're just going to have to review that and then re-upload it. So keep an eye out if you want to check out back episodes. That's great. I do have a playlist on YouTube of some of my favorite of the episodes of Talking Shit that we have always done. Listen at your own peril. And David and Earl said that they should be with us next Thursday. So anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight on this lovely, lovely Nut Brown podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Keep an eye out next Thursday for episode 32, and y'all have a good night.
You too.
You too. Good night.